Welcome to the PassPorter Moms podcast.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for episode 115 of the PassPorter Moms podcast, Disney and Beyond. I'm Jennifer Marks, PassPorter author and PassPorter mom.
And I'm Sara Varney, PassPorter news editor and PassPorter mom.
The PassPorter Moms podcast is a weekly podcast for all travelers with or without kids. We serve up a healthy serving of tips and advice for vacations to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, and in destinations in the U.S. and abroad. Welcome back from your Disney fantasy cruise.
Thank you. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Now, I know you don't typically get this, but for me, I still feel like I'm on the ship.
You know something? Actually, I did this morning. I sat down at my desk and I'm like,
Yeah. Is the house?
what the heck?
Yeah.
I know. Last night I was brushing my teeth, the same thing. And so, yeah, I wasn't expecting that because usually it goes away quicker.
Yeah, usually it's funny because I don't get seasick at all. The motion of the ship doesn't do anything except rock me to sleep.
Yeah.
But when I get back on land, it's almost like my brain overcompensated and now it can't let go.
Yeah, it's funny. It's actually, I don't know. I think I kind of like it because it reminds me of being on the ship, and I like that. You know what I mean? So it's like a little reminder, a little souvenir for a couple days.
A little souvenir. Hopefully. Oh, I'm not having the other kind of little souvenir. So I guess it's yeah.
Yeah, not that kind.
Not that kind. Yeah.
It's funny.
But we had such a good time. We had such a good time.
We did, yeah. So let's do. Wait. I know. Let's do our PassPorter news and then our Disney news, and then we'll talk about the fantasy. Because I have one PassPorter news item I want to make sure that I mention, which is that tomorrow, Thursday, March, let's see, what is that, the 28th? 27th? Let me double check what day that is. I get that right. 29th. March 29th. We're doing free media mail shipping for addresses in the U.S., so, domestic mail. And it starts tomorrow, Thursday, and it goes to the end of the day on Monday. So if you're interested in doing this, you just need to make sure that you select media mail, and then you don't get charged any shipping. And then I haven't done this in a while, and I was thinking the other day, gosh, I really need to do free shipping. So if you're hoping for this or just want to save a little bit of money, this is a good opportunity. And it's our store, for those who don't know, is at passporterstore.com/store.
Excellent. And you can combine this with your like if you're a member of the PassPorters Club, you get a great discount on the books. You can combine it with free shipping. Now it's a really good deal.
That's right. You could save 35% off and get free shipping. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
That's a good deal. Remind me to go place an order.
Yep. Okay. So what's our Disney news this week?
So in Disney news this week, well, first up, we have a couple of articles, and Dave is going to be writing up something sort of, official on our cruise on the Disney Fantasy. And then the other article is, and now I've completely forgotten because I'm on a different page, but we have two articles, and one is by Dave, and the other is, Bernie Edwards, the one from the Walt Disney World Moms panel, has wrote his dining review of the Dine with an Imagineer experience over at the Hollywood Brown Derby. So that's really interesting. So, and then in Disney news, we've got a new Adventures by Disney itinerary for 2013, and this sounds really interesting. It's Southeast Asia, so it is an 11-night tour, so it's a long one, and it has stops in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia.
Wow.
So,
that sounds really cool.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. And then good news, for once, Disney's construction team is ahead of schedule on something.
Really?
Yes. Art of Animation is ahead of schedule. So the opening date has not changed. That is still May 31st. That's for the Finding Nemo family suites. But all of the other family suites and the standard rooms are going to be opening quite a bit ahead of schedule. So the Cars family suites will be open on June 18th, and then Lion King family suites will be open on August 10th, and then the Little Mermaid rooms, which are the standard rooms, not the suites, those are going to open on September 15th, and they were originally not scheduled to open until December 31st. So it's a big jump.
That is.
And actually, I drove by the other day, and the sign is up. The resort sign is up, which is really cool. So.
Yeah, those Cars family suites opening on June 18th. That sounds really tempting. I want to go to Disney with Alexander. He would totally love that.
He would go crazy.
I know, he loves the Cars.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of fun. So very exciting. And then, now to contrast that, Tutto Italia has been closed for a refurbishment, and that is being delayed. They're reopening. It's now going to reopen on April 28th, which is actually the day I arrive at Disney. So they must just have been waiting for me.
That's right, of course.
That's what we're going with. That's what we're going with. Anyway, so that's been delayed. So some stuff's a little bit ahead, some stuff's a little bit behind, but And then last but not least, if you are a Facebook game player, which I have to admit I am, I'm addicted to Pyramid Solitaire.
Oh, really?
But anyway, that's just me. I'm not Words with Friends. I tried Words with Friends. I got scared. I ran away. It was too much. I had too many requests and too many games, and I couldn't keep track of them, and it just got overwhelming. So, but Disney Animal Kingdom Explorers is the new game on Facebook, and it's very cool. It's you get your own little sort of nature and wildlife preserve that you have to build and protect, and it's a little like Sims Disney Animal Kingdom kind of.
Wow, that sounds like fun. I think I'm going to try that.
Yeah, so now a new Disney game on Facebook, because we weren't wasting enough time there already.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So that's our Disney news for the week. PassPorter News comes out every week on Thursday and includes articles and fun contests and tips and news and all kinds of fun stuff. So subscribe at www.passporter.com/news.
Cool, thank you. So, Disney Fantasy. Was it awesome or was it awesome?
Actually, it was fantastic.
It was... I can't think of a single thing that I can complain about or would have changed, well, other than being upgraded to a suite, which doesn't count.
Right.
I mean, really, it's a beautiful ship, great crew, everything. It was lovely, wonderful weather.
Yeah, we had such good weather.
We did.
Such good weather. I'm calling it the Dream 2.0. It's everything that you loved about the Dream. But they fixed a few of the little bugs, and then they've upgraded. So
they added new stuff. I mean, it's really cool. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We should talk about that because we've been talking about the Dream for a year. So let's talk about what's different about the Fantasy, which of course is a sister ship to the Dream, for those who don't know.
Disney calls the Dream and the Fantasy the Dream class ships.
The Dream class.
So the Magic and the Wonder are the classic ships,
Mm-hmm.
and the new ones are the Dream class ships. So that's sort of how they're differentiating between the two sisters,
Uh-huh.
But so what's new? Well, let's start. I guess let's start at the top and work our way down.
Okay.
That's almost the easiest because a lot of the stuff that's at the top is up on decks, sort of 11, 12, and 13.
Right. Yep.
Um,
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the Aqualab, which is the an older kids, as in like not toddler age,
Yeah,
but
so
like
they
Alexander and Ryan's age and a little
Exactly.
older. It's like a water play area outside. It's so cool. It's got all these pipes and
Yeah,
a boat and it's leaking and just
it's tucked away on deck 12.
Yeah.
Almost wouldn't. I think a lot of people didn't know it was there.
Oh,
It's
I'm
tucked away
sure.
on deck 12, sort of behind the stack that the Aqualab goes around.
The aqueduct. Yes, exactly.
Aqueduct,
It's on the
sorry,
other
aqueduct.
side of the aqueduct, and you
Yeah.
would, if you're not looking for it, you could miss it. Uh-huh.
Right, because it's not down on the pool deck. It's
Right.
up on deck 12.
That's right.
Sort of headed in the direction of the sports pavilion, which is up on, I think, 13. So,
Yep.
I'm here in one of the best improvements on the Disney Fantasy, and that is the Aqualab. It is a fabulous splash zone for kids and families and kids at heart to play in.
Wow, that looks like fun.
And I wouldn't let Jennifer, I was not agreeing to go running through it fully dressed, so there's no footage of that, sorry. But as you can see, there's all kinds of stuff to do and things to pull and ways to... As you can see, it's a lot of fun, especially on a hot day.
Yeah, there's the aqueduct up there. That looks like fun.
And this right here is actually where it goes over the side of the ship.
Ah,
So
yeah.
you can see.
You can look down.
And when you look down, it's 150 feet straight down.
Wow, I'm impressed that you knew that number right off the top of your head.
Oh, here comes the road. Cool. And I've done it, and it's fantastic.
very, very cool and lots of fun stuff. And there were not many people there when we saw it. So.
Nope. And I thought that was really cool. So Alexander really liked that too. And let's see what else.
So for the adults water play, not just toddlers and kids
Right.
get their own water play areas. Now adults have a water play
Right,
area.
Satellite Falls. Yes.
Yes.
So I am on deck 13 outside what's called Satellite Falls, which is a new water play area for adults. So I'm going to sort of test it out. But I do want to make one note, which is that normally track around there. Normally there's sort of a waterfall, so I guess if you really wanted to play in the water, you could. good. Otherwise, you can just sit on the edge and stick your feet in.
I'm not standing anywhere near because I am seeing the wine.
So wait, I gotta wear sunglasses.
And apparently the water is cold. Which is why she's in there and not me.
Oh my gosh, this is okay. This feels okay right here. Actually, it feels pretty good now that I'm sitting here because it's all nice and cool. It's not heated like I expected.
So those are all very cool. And then moving down into the ship, the ship actually has a Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique.
It does.
So
it does, and which is for boys and girls up to ages 12, which I think is important because women who might want to go there to get that's not going to happen unless you're under 12.
Nope.
But they have all the hairstyles and stuff and costumes.
Yep,
again,
they sell costumes,
right?
of course.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And I saw the little girls walking around, and it just like
oh
one
my
Walt
gosh,
Disney. Yes,
they were too cute.
Yeah, they were adorable. Yes. And then on
Did I lose
Pirate Night, it changes into Pirates League, which is actually really cool because I thought, I walked through there with Alexander, and he was so not impressed with this place because it's so girly, which of course is great for girls, right?
Right.
Gold and pink and sparkly stuff everywhere, but it changed. The red lights came on, and they put like these covers over the chairs, and they look like burlap. And there's like Pirates League logos, and there's I don't know how they did it exactly. Even like the windows outside of it, they now had like pirate portraits on it. So they did a great job of changing it into Pirates League so that little boys wouldn't be turned away.
Right, exactly. And in fact, on Pirates League night, we were told that the age restrictions drop off, and adults can have it done as well.
That's right. And indeed, I saw a man becoming a pirate there that evening, so I can confirm that. And Alexander did it, and he was a little bit sketchy on getting makeup. He was very shy, but I guess they don't call them fairy godmothers when it's Pirates League. His master pirate, I don't know what they're called, but she was really, really, really patient.
Pirate chief, I don't know.
Yes, she was very patient with him and managed to convince him to get the beard in addition to the black eye, which is all he was willing to do originally. So, and he was adorable. And I thought it was really cool, and he did too. And he was very happy, and they had all sorts of goodies that came with it.
He was liking the sword.
Yeah, yes, he was liking the sword,
brandishing that sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great price. What was it, like a little over $30? I think, as I recall.
It was $54.95 or something like that. Yeah,
for 30 minutes of attention and cool pirate stuff. It was a great deal. I really liked it. I highly recommend it if you got a little pirate or a big pirate. Yeah, and I should note that they had pirate packages for there's one for girls as well. There's 3 for boys and 1 for girls. It was the Empress package, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but girls can also do the regular, if they want to be made into the spooky pirate with the black
eye.
eye.
Yeah, absolutely. And they had costumes too. Yeah. Yep. So let's talk about the Midship Detective Agency.
Ship Detective Agency does exist on the Dream, so however, it's got more incarnations.
Yes, there's
on the fantasy.
There's 3 shows, and one of the shows, which is the one that we did, was Muppets, and someone's stolen the show. It was great, and Sarah, you and I started it, and Alexander and I finished it.
Yep.
Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I'm here on Disney Cruise Line's newest ship, the Disney Fantasy, playing one of my what I suspect is going to be one of my favorite things, the Midship Detective Agency. So all you do is touch the screen to begin.
Midship Detective Agency. Which case would you like to solve?
Oh,
please choose one now.
I think we should do the case of the stolen show because I see Muppets.
This is coming along perfectly. I get
Mickey!
Desk.
Hey, Mickey, where are... Pepe, what are you doing in Mickey's office? I have an important case.
Well, Mickey Mouse is out to lunch, okay?
Okay.
I don't mean this disrespectfully.
Okay.
But he put me in charge, okay?
You gotta be kidding.
No, it's true. I'm in charge, so what is the problem?
Okay, listen, someone has taken all our props and we can't perform the show without them.
Oh, Kermit! Kissy, kissy! No? We're on a romantic cruise. Where are you taking off for dinner tonight? Piggy, I can't think about that. Someone has taken all our props and we can't perform our show without them.
I'm available.
Stuff it, Shrimp.
Okay.
We'll talk about this later. Good grief. Pepe, what we need is a real detective. Hey, how about you? Can you help us?
Oh, I don't think so, Carmen. I think we could do better, okay?
No, listen, really, we need your help to find our missing props or we won't be able to put on our show. You're gonna have to search all over the ship. Okay, folks, the detective trainer Susan will now explain how to help.
We will be issuing you a high-tech detective badge that you'll use to solve the case.
You got one.
Your team will share one badge. To use it, you will need to face the black and white pattern toward the center of the screen while holding it from the bottom. Make sure your fingers don't cover the pattern and keep the badge straight up and down. You will also need to stand on the mark. First, we'll need to activate your badge. Pick up one badge and stand on the mark. Now, hold up your badge with the black and white pattern facing the screen. Well done! Now move your badge until it matches exactly. Good job! This badge number is now registered to your team. Now, let's practice. Move the magnifying glass until you find the key.
Oh, where's the key? Oh, look. Sneaky key.
Great work! Your badge can be used in different ways. You might need to rotate something slowly. Or some things might need to be pushed. And if it starts to look like this, and you hear this noise, it means your badge isn't straight up and down. So make sure you're holding it correctly. We will give you a casebook. It contains important information about each Muppet. They must all be considered suspects. On the back is a map showing locations where you'll need to search for clues. At each place, you'll find a piece of art. Hold up your badge toward the art and a location will be revealed. When you find a clue, write it down. This will help you narrow down the suspects and figure out who stole the props.
Suspects.
Now, pick up a pencil and the casebook with the green label.
That is a lot of suspects.
Pepe, did you get all that? Pepe, I said, did you get all that?
Not a word, but I love the way she talks.
Okay, well listen, let's start at the scene of the crime, the trunk of props. You'll find it at this location, so go there now.
And I wanted to start at the soft serve ice creams, but... Okay, we'll do your thing first.
Okay, find this painting on your map. We'll meet you there.
Let's go duck 10 forward.
Now,
Here we are at the scene of the crime, the empty trunk of props. Dun dun dun! Detectives, use your flashlight to look for clues.
hold your badge straight up and down.
Hey, what did you find?
A broken clock.
A broken clock.
Detectives, the culprit must have broken it. Do you know what this means?
Time to get a new clock?
Means we know the time that the crime took place. 1:47 p.m.
That seems like something that should be remembered and written down.
Like a clue.
See, go ahead and write it in your casebook.
1:47 p.m.
Now let's look for more clues. Choose a painting from your map and we'll meet you there.
Did somebody call for a crime scene cleanup?
Okay, here we are. Whose stateroom should we search for my banjo? Just pick a photo and drag it into the box.
Who do you think? You think of Beauregard?
We already did him, so we...
Okay, let's try it.
Hold your badge straight
my
up
goodness.
and down.
Look at all these things in there.
Ooh, I wonder what's hiding in there.
It's a safe.
Detectives, can you figure out the 4-digit password to unlock this safe?
What do you
I have an idea. they did a great job. I mean, I thought, that it wasn't just, it was the Muppets, and they were awesome, and they were funny, and it was really, really good. And I have to say, there's a twist at the end, which you don't know,
now I'm gonna have to watch the video because I don't know the twist.
Yes, that's right. There's a twist at the end, and I don't want to give it away, but there's a surprise ending. And it turns out that I don't think this is on tape, so I'm not giving away. It turns out that Alexander was right the whole time.
Was he really?
Yes,
all right.
He gets it right. So I loved it. Let's see. And I want to note one thing, which is that at one point you have to put in a password. It's at the end, and that password changes. So you can't just ask somebody else for the password or do what I did, which was, we didn't write down the password. We better go back and try this again. And we actually started it over trying to figure it out. No, that didn't work. So make sure you make notes as you're going through and doing this. It's very important.
They give you a place to write notes and a pencil to write them with. So don't skip that part.
That's right. It's really make those notes. And you want to talk about Pepe's door? I thought that was really cool.
Oh my God. Well, I had discovered that sort of just wandering the ship. And didn't realize it necessarily was part of the Midship Detective Agency. I sort of assumed it was, but I wasn't positive. And literally, I just walked around a corner and was like, oh! So cool.
I know, it's adorable. It's a little stateroom door with little magnets on it.
Door. Oh my God. Hilarious.
Yeah, so don't miss that. Even if you're not doing the Midship Detective Agency, you got to check that out. That's on Deck 5. It's right down from the Oceaneer Lab
Club.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
All right, let's see.
And make sure you do everything that is, read the door carefully.
Yes, read the door carefully. Same is true for the Muppet Callboard, which is also that's on Deck 4, right outside the theater.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep,
yes.
outside the Buena Vista Theater.
The Buena Vista Theater, yes. Mm-hmm. All right, so what else is different?
Well, instead of Royal, I think it's Royal Palace on the Dream. It's Royal Court.
Right,
on,
Royal Court,
and then, so that's a minor difference. But, the Animator's Palette Show.
Mm-hmm, that's definitely changed. Did you do that?
Yes!
That's awesome.
I don't want to spoil the surprise, but you heard us sort of whine and moan about, Turtle Talk with Crush last year.
Not being really impressed with that.
Not
really
impressed.
Like this.
Nothing to do with animation. Boy, have they fixed that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I was giggling throughout the whole thing. Look at that. Haha, that's so funny. I do want us to make a note, which is that you really want to get to your Animator's Palette dinner on time, if not just a couple minutes early, because you're going to want to be there to do this and do it quickly.
You want to participate. Yep.
Yes, when they tell you to do it right away, so you can be involved in it.
Would not give us our menus until we had completed the first task. So
yeah, I watched other tables around me, and like, I didn't know I had to do that right away. I hadn't finished, so it's definitely worth it. You don't want to miss that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It was really fantastic. Well, there's the color scheme, which I thought was really interesting. So when you walk into the lobby, and you look up, and it has that gorgeous chandelier. The chandelier is very similar, but the theming of there is an overlying sort of theme to the color scheme and the patterns and things that are found on the Fantasy. And the Fantasy has a peacock theme.
I know. It's gorgeous. I was so happy to see that. I love peacocks.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a little more girly, I think, which is appropriate because Minnie Mouse is the icon of the ship. She's the statue in the lobby, so it would make sense to have sort of a more feminine flair to it.
Just a little bit. They're not using pinks and stuff. It was like greens and blues.
There actually are pinks. Yeah, there actually are pinks. There's pink. It's sort of pastel pinks and mint greens and paler blues, and so it's not completely over the top girly, but it's a softer feel. I think.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I of course loved because that's me. So there's that difference. Trying to think what else. The adult-only areas.
Of course, the Tube and Ooh La La.
Yes, of course. Again, I loved. And O'Gill's. My favorite in the adult-only entertainment section was O'Gill's, which is the Irish pub. Which, if you've ever seen Darby O'Gill and the Little People, that's the reference.
Oh, okay.
Which Darby O'Gill and Little People was one of my favorite movies when I was little. However, it's parts of it are quite scary. So I was like, there's not going to be a banshee. Is there going to be a banshee? No. No, there's no banshee. So it's sort of like it's a very Irish pub feel, and that takes the place of on the Dream. It's 687, sort of the sports bar.
Right.
So there is no 688 if you're looking for the 688 on the Fantasy. There isn't one, although there's lots of merchandise that says 688. But there is no equivalent. There's O'Gill's on the Fantasy, which is really, really great.
Yeah, I walked through there and it was really nice. I also really liked. I thought Ooh La La was cool. It's supposed to be modeled after like our French boudoir, and it was very cool.
It's supposed to look like you're on the inside of a champagne bottle is sort of the idea, but there's really only one section of the bar that looks like that. The rest of it, looks like a boudoir.
Right. And I can't remember the name because I didn't really spend almost any time in the Adele areas, being with Alexander, but outside.
La Piazza.
Yes, with the carousel.
Like
the bar looks like a carousel. I really thought that was great. And there's like a little motorbike with a sidecar. It was adorable.
It's really cute.
Yes, and I did walk through the Tube, and wow, that
place was hopping.
It is. There's golden chairs there.
Yes.
I saw them on the side, like a whole sort of golden section. Like wow.
Yep, and the red telephone booths up on stage, and it was.
Yeah, and there's actually like subway those hang.
Straps that boards,
yeah. There's like around the edges. It was very, very well themed. I really liked it. And one thing I also noticed about the Adele area is the bathrooms.
Oh my gosh, mosaic!
There's gorgeous mosaic in there, and I even picked in the boys because I wanted to see. There's like a matador in the men's and a flamenco dancer in the women's. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I love that. All of the restrooms near the adult areas and all the ships are really, really well themed and beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because they theme the restrooms. So like the restrooms that are right outside of Animator's Palette have like a little sort of film strip kind of thing. I mean, like they even theme the bathrooms.
I love that attention to detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really amazing.
I didn't really notice a lot different about the staterooms. In fact, I can only think of one thing, which is that the hairdryer was different.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. Did you see the hairdryer? It was awesome. It's like this.
No,
like
have you seen my
full
hair?
size. Not that the other one isn't. The one on Dream. It's really nice. It's got this cord that like you push a button and it zips back in. It's got those little pink accents. This is a really nice hairdryer. I'm impressed with this hairdryer.
Right. I mean, really. Because hairdryers on most cruise ships are, from what I understand, are really the bane of people's existence. So
this is an awesome hairdryer. I tried it and my hair just dried like that. So anyone
good.
who's wondering, good hairdryer.
Hairdryer. Okay. All right. Well, I had, the staterooms, like you said, are strikingly similar. I mean, you could have said to me, just a joke. This is the Dream. And I would have been like, okay. Yeah. Felt virtually, I was in a category 4E, which is, I was actually in one of the staterooms that used to be a category 5, and then they recategorized it up to a 4E because it has a deeper balcony. But it does not. So it's a 4, which means it's a family stateroom. There should be like the round tub. No, there's no round tub in the one that I was in. But there is the deeper balcony, which was really nice. And there's no extra bed. Some of the category 4s have the extra sort of the pull down Murphy bed in the room. Mine did not have that.
Yeah, and we were in a category 4, and I'm sorry I can't remember what the letter number or after it was the letter, but it was up on deck 8, and it had no pull down bed. I was really surprised because I thought that all of those it was a traditional category 4 family stateroom, and it had the round tub but no pull down bed.
Okay. Yep.
I don't know. So, but great room. I loved it. It felt very spacious, I must say.
Friends of ours had a stateroom that was also a 4E, and it was recategorized because of a larger balcony, and they kept saying, we have this huge balcony. We were like, yeah, we do too. And they were like, no, really, it's huge. I didn't really understand what they meant until I went over, and they had it must have been like 19 by 20. They had a huge balcony. They had 3 staterooms worth of balcony.
My goodness.
Right, because of where they were situated on the ship. Their room was like right around a curve, so their room was the standard size. But then you walk outside and you hang a left, and the balcony just goes on for 15 more feet. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a party balcony.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, someday I'll get one of those staterooms and I'll have a big party.
Yes, we were jotting down the stateroom number like we're booking this from now on. It was very cool. And I'm not giving you the stateroom number because then everybody can book it, and I'm never going to be able to book it again. So,
like you can keep that a secret.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. It was on deck 5. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure there's a little differences right now. I can't think of them, but I do want to let everyone know that I have tons and tons of pictures that I've started uploading to the PassPorter photo archive. So if you want to keep an eye out for those, and also several videos, including video of
me being a goober.
And me being a dork. Yes, and besides that, I have lots of videos, but I currently up already on YouTube. I have videos of when the Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy had their fireworks shows, and we got to see each other's fireworks shows, which I thought was really cool.
That was one of the coolest things. Seeing the Dream, we
yes, that's right.
The Dream and the Fantasy were in the same place at the same time twice during our cruise.
Actually, 3 times. There was a third time. It passed by right after dinner.
Yes. Yeah, it's
so I actually have video of all 3, and I'm actually going to try to put a little video together that shows all 3. We thought it was so cool to see that. That is such an unusual thing. And so I also have the video of the next day at Castaway Cay. The Disney Dream did like a sail by, and they did another horn battle, and I have that video up as well.
That was so cool. We had a cabana on Castaway Cay Day, and we were all just sort of like laying there being sort of lazy lumps, you know? And all of a sudden somebody was like, what's the Dream doing here? And we all went, what? And, like, ran out to the beach and, you know, grabbed our cameras and everything, and it was so cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. I loved it just to see that there.
Yeah. I don't know who was more excited, us getting to see them or them getting to see us.
I imagine we were all excited.
It was just one big geek fest.
Yes, I know that when both the evening encounters, you could see all the flashes going off on the Dream.
Like a disco
They're
ball.
obviously taking lots of photos.
Yeah. It did. It looked like a disco ball. There were so many flashes going off. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And we were the same because I'm sure we looked exactly the same to them because we were all taking pictures too.
Sure
so.
We did. Yes. Oh, it was a great cruise.
It was.
Too short.
And that's the thing. So we were on a 3-night cruise, and people always say, like, you know, I don't know which itinerary to choose, blah blah blah. For me, a 3-night was it's just way too short.
It is. You get there, you get unpacked, and then it's like you're packing again. I mean, if you want a short cruise, I think you should at least do a 4-night.
4-night, yeah. I mean, for us, you know, we were very familiar with the Dream, so it wasn't so much as getting, you know, oriented and figuring out where everything was. We knew pretty much where everything was. But if you were a first timer, it can take you a while to figure out
it would be overwhelming, I think.
Yeah, it takes you a while just to figure out which way to turn when you get out of an elevator, you know?
Yeah, totally. In fact, I think I was actually still not quite. I was getting very confused. Mm-hmm. Although by that last day, I was pretty confident. So
yeah. So that's our opinion on that. It was great, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, me either. Love Disney cruising.
All
right, well, let's wrap it up there because we're going to go over. But I do want to announce our podcast listener winner. And this week it's Disney Doda. It's DISNEYDODA. So if you're listening, Disney Doda, please send an email to podcast@passporter.com to get a gift certificate. And I have a discount code. This week's discount code is good for 25% off the list price of any PassPorter in our store for the next 7 days. So if you want to combine that with the free shipping, you'll be getting a great deal. And the code is fantasy. You just type fantasy, all lowercase, during checkout at passporterstore.com to get your discount. And what are we doing next week?
Next week we have Sara Moore from All Star Vacation Homes.
Thank you. So that's our show, folks. Thank you for listening. Join us next week for more news, answers, and an interview with Sara Moore. Listen to more podcasts at passporter.com/podcast. Talk to you next week.